Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media. This is our part 2 of our live stream from Goreme, Cappadocia, in Turkey. There were some problems on the former live stream that I was on where it just turned into lines and green. It was literally greenness and lines. I don't usually do part 2s on my live streams because it dramatically hurts my algorithm on YouTube and causes people to not be able to see me, and already no one is able to see me because I barely get videos or views anymore on my videos. So, but here I am, and I hope everyone tunes in and makes sure to press like if they haven't already. Pressing like makes a huge difference and allows us to actually be seen. It's been a frustrating few months on YouTube as we've been cut down about 90% in revenue, 80% in viewers. So anyway, hoping to see lots of comments and a lot of people asking questions and so on. I'm about to get hit by a car. Anyway, see, that's pretty good entertainment. Look at this like halo looking motorcycle behind me. For those that aren't aware, I'm traveling around Turkey thanks to an awesome donor by the name of Fred, who is showing me all these amazing places in Turkey, many ancient sites, and some real groundbreaking places that people haven't actually reported on the ground properly in person. And I think one of the major sites being Karahan Tepe, which is the new Göbekli Tepe, which is twice the size at least of Göbekli Tepe, totally off grid. We drove to this random site. I posted a preview of it on our YouTube channel, and it's pretty amazing. I definitely recommend people check that video out. I'm walking around Goreme, Cappadocia, Turkey right now. I have no idea where I am. Let's see. Karahan Tepe is going to be cool, says Trev D. I completely agree. It is essentially, I think it might very well be far more important than Göbekli Tepe overall. And it is essentially, someone's like blasting me with what sounds like a police siren. Anyway, don't want to get arrested in Turkey. But anyway, so this site is incredibly important. This may be one of the most important sites in the ancient world by far. Very few people have actually seen my preview video on it, and I was the first person on the ground after they broke ground actually excavating the site. So Libyan Soup says, who is leading the dig at Karahan Tepe? A guy by the name of Professor Karul, Karul. But they have wrapped up excavations for the year because it's a dry season, and they will be continuing soon. So make sure, like, look forward to that. But anyway, I think it's about 8 months until they start digging again. But I was able to get a glimpse first thing after they finished excavating a couple examples of the T-shaped pillars that we saw at Göbekli Tepe. They've started excavating, and it's right there in broad daylight for you to see, and it's amazing. To see it firsthand. We were some of the first people to ever see these pillars since they were purposely buried over 10,000 years ago. Think of the, I'm so honored to have been able to be here and report on this. Of course, very few people seem to care, but I think that's just YouTube messing with me and making it seem as though people don't care by not allowing people to see our videos. J4Y Michaels is sent £2, I think, or no, that's pounds. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Again, the super chats make a huge difference here at WHAM and allow us to actually reach people and allow us to post videos on a daily basis. He says, just saying hi before bed, wish I could give more. Well, the two pounds makes a huge difference, so I appreciate that, man. It means a lot to us being able to actually get that kind of support from our audience. We're working hard, and we hope people see that, and I really appreciate that. Anyway, Trevor Sweetman sent Australian $2.99. Thank you, Trevor. That's awesome. great to see. I really appreciate your support. I always see you there in the comments, and it means a lot. So for those that are just tuning in, super chats make a huge difference, and we are in Goreme, Turkey, in Cappadocia, by the famous fairy chimneys, as they're called, but they're actually just tuffs. They're formed by magmatic volcanoes over a long period of time. Basically, they're the toughest part of the stone, hence tough. I think that's why they call it that. And it's basically ash and a sediment following a massive volcano, and I could see the volcano that would have done it far from here, but it's huge. You could see it from here, and it just forms these cool little things behind me, as you can see, where they've been inhabited by ancient people, and they've been used as homes for a long period of time. It's close to Derinkuyu, the underground city, one of 250 around the region, where people lived underground. They claim to be able to avoid invasion. I think it's more than an invasion, because after going to Derinkuyu, which I've done a video on recently here in Turkey, there seems to be evidence that people lived in Derinkuyu for other reasons other than invasion, but more for avoiding some kind of cataclysm, because there's ventilation ducts that go down through all of the different parts of Derinkuyu, yet they have these rolling stone doors that they say that it keeps out invaders. So anyway, they claim it's for invasions, but if it was for invasions, why do they have these ventilation systems that allow anyone to come in? And people say booby traps, and that might be true, but I mean, booby traps, it would have to be really good booby traps to keep out a massive army force from Derinkuyu. I hope my video doesn't go weird and glitched out like it did in my last stream. My girlfriend is commenting. All right, Stevie says, are you heading back to Istanbul? So tomorrow, first thing in the morning, as you can see, it's night here. First thing in the morning tomorrow, I head to Istanbul. It's like a 10-hour drive from here. So I'm going to be driving for about 10 hours tomorrow across Turkey to get to Istanbul. It's a lot of driving. I've been driving nonstop. Today I drove about 6 hours or 7 hours or so to get here, and I was at Mount Nemrut yesterday, and I was in a town called, no, last night I was in Adıyaman the night before. I think last night I was in I don't know, I can't remember. It was close to Mount Nemrut. It wasn't too far. It's a really nice hotel though, and it's insanely cheap to go to Turkey. I mean, overall it's just ridiculously cheap. There's so much to see. There's literally Malatya. Okay, Josh got us on there. I've been traveling with Josh Friedman. If you haven't already subscribed to Josh Friedman on YouTube, make sure to do that. Open a new window. Don't exit out of this video, because then I go bye-bye. Anyway, Weird Chain says Josh Friedman is a good Josh. Might be right. I don't know. What do you define as good? Certainly not Luke Rudkowski. Mr. B says, top man, Josh, top info, keep doing. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I always appreciate the support. And those that send those super chats are really keeping us alive right now. So I really appreciate anything you guys can do to keep us up and running. I have to once again say thank you to Fred, who is our donor, who brought me out to this place. I've been traveling around Turkey with him. He's awesome. He's made this all possible, and again, it's just more of an example of how you guys, the viewer, makes this all possible. I went live from Göbekli Tepe the other day, and I've got a huge video coming up on Göbekli Tepe, and I've got videos coming up on Derinkuyu, I got videos coming up on Mount Nemrut, and I got videos coming up on Haran, close to the Syrian border. I've got videos coming up on Karahan Tepe, which is the most important, I think, of all. It's really going to change history, and we were the first on the ground to really be able to report on the site firsthand, which is huge, huge. I can't wait to show you guys that. I've put up a preview of what we did there, but it's just a short preview. Very few people have actually watch it because YouTube doesn't tell people when we post videos anymore. Our ancient civilizations videos used to reach like ridiculous amounts of people immediately after posting, and now almost nobody sees them. And we travel around the world to these ancient sites and actually do videos on the ground and nothing happens. But anyway, my dad says, come on Luke, give a super chat. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna, I don't want to owe anything to Luke. Actually, no, Luke owes me one because he whipped me in the eye with a towel a couple months ago. So I've been telling him, like, at any time when you least expect it, I'm gonna punch you, probably in the face. Rick Malone 270 says, who's that strange looking dude behind you? There's a lot of strange looking people here, so I can't tell you. Let's see. We got Trevor Streetman. Aren't you surprised how far the Romans and Hittites walked to conquer other people? Yeah, I know. There's a ridiculous amount of ancient ruins from these ancient empires that managed to stretch out half the world around. And what does that tell you about the U.S. Empire? And I'm telling you, and I posted a video on the U.S. Empire versus the Roman Empire. It's on our channel. It's one of the main videos on our channel when you go to it. The Fall of Empires, it's called. But I just find it crazy that you look at the Roman Empire, look at the U.S. Empire. What is the U.S. Empire's legacy? It's going to be roads. I'm telling you, it's the influence of roads and the kind of roads they build, because they build all these crazy, beautiful, amazing, well-made roads. Not that the government's efficient at it, but the point is they build a lot of them, and then they come back a couple years on contract with these contracted companies to redo them. But nonetheless, you go around and you see these roads, and I can't help but think, like, as a country's in a recession, they keep building to prop up their economy, and then thousands of years from now, they're just gonna find like patches of asphalt and tar. It's impressive. The buildings themselves, the Stalinist crap structures that they build today suck, but nonetheless. Thank you, Luke, for the $1 super chat. I don't like thanking Luke for things, but all right, thanks, Luke. I appreciate it. Super chats help us keep running, and also press the like, because those likes help us get into the algorithm, because my last video got shut down by YouTube because they thought it would be a good idea to maybe make it look green and lines across the screen and not show my face. As Luke says, I broke the camera with my face, and it's hilarious. I know. Luke is sure to tell everyone how funny he is, but I don't know. Wasn't that funny. Heard it before. M. Colvin says cocaine and hookers. That is not what I'm looking for, but all right. Sounds like a party. Callie Noko says you owe Luke $1. I owe Luke nothing, but I appreciate the super chat all the same. Luke says hilarious because he doesn't know how to spell hilarious, which is very sad. And tell us a joke, and I'm not telling you a joke. All my jokes are way off limits for YouTube. I would get my channel taken down if I told most of those jokes. Michael sorry. Michael Kobilecki says, how is Turkish lira, by the way? It is terrible. It's like 5.7 to 1. And overall, I would say that I would not recommend investing in the Turkish lira. And they're building ridiculous amounts of apartment buildings everywhere. I've never seen so many apartment buildings in my life. Even Toronto or Vancouver, any of those places, nothing even close to Turkey. I mean, everywhere you go. And I thought Turkey had a bunch of small towns. All these small towns end up having 1 to like 3 million people in them. It's ridiculous. And they're all just overloaded with apartment buildings. Josh Friedman says, but good reason to visit Turkey. I agree. It's a great reason to visit Turkey because Turkey is a really cheap place to go. You could go to so many places. You barely scratch the surface. If I'm traveling here for months and months, you'd probably still have a million different things that you could still do. And you got really nice little stray dogs everywhere. None have bit me yet. Luke says, I have a joke. Okay, what's a joke, Luke? He's been trying to make me tell a terrible joke on Facebook Messenger, and I'm just not going to do it because I'm not giving him the screenshot. Mr. B says, or sent 21 pounds. Thank you, Mr. B. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Smash the likes, people, he says. I agree. Smash those likes. That makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for that super chat, and it helps me feed myself when I get back home, and I'm going to be broke as hell. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Means a lot. Mr. B rocks as my dad. I agree. We Are Changed says, what's the difference between I'm reading that out loud, Luke. I'm not doing that. He keeps sending me this. He seems to be obsessed with it. And now I just got a message from my phone provider that I've used 95% of my data, which is really not good. So those super chats come in handy right now, folks. Oh man, I am not looking good when I get home, but I've got all these videos that I'm really excited to show you all. As Stevie says, don't fall for it, Josh. Obviously I won't. I'm not going to fall for that. Luke is just terrible at this kind of stuff. We Are Changed says, show us something, not just your grill. Well, there's a nice little dog here that hopefully doesn't wake up and start barking at me. A lot of like German shepherds and stuff around here. There's a car that's about to run over me. There's a pimped out motorcycle. There's a minaret from a mosque in the background. And the light that you see in the background also is one of these caves. And you can see one of the caves above me. Let me see if I can block out that. Yeah. There's lots around here. There's lots to see. I can't really show you much at nighttime because it's just not the same. But Trevor Sweetman says, outside of the towns, the dogs attack you. Yeah, I've been lucky so far. I've seen a lot of stray dogs around here. It's unfortunate, and a lot of stray cats as well, but that goes for any ancient site. But none have attacked me yet. They've all been very nice, and in fact, they've been scared of me because I think people don't treat them very well around here, to be honest. But this dog's just trying to enjoy a nice nap. Luke says, pet the dog or you are an evil man. I'm not scaring the hell out of this defensive dog while it's sleeping by petting it. I don't feel like getting my hand bit, Luke. But nice try. I know that would be great entertainment for many of you, but no. Not something that's going to happen. Not today, not here. It's not dead. Come on. It's not a dead dog. Come on. There's just a lot of dogs around here. Want to see something? It's dreaming right now. See? It's got its head up. It's got its head up. See? Look at the nice dog. It's awake. It just got woken up by a motorcycle. See? It's a nice dog. I'm not petting the dog, Luke. I don't need fleas. Come on. Tunkaruchu Khan says, whoa, does it smell like turkey there? Not really. I've never seen turkey in any of these places to actually eat. I've seen a turkey running around in Turkey, though. John D. Horton says pet dog equals rabies. Probably. Another reason not to do it. No, it's a nice dog. It doesn't have rabies. What are you eating in Turkey? A lot of kebab. A lot of kebab. And today I found chicken that has feathers still in it, and it was not a great experience. So there's that. But they've got a lot of good food here. Again, guys, I want to make it clear, this is a first world country. It's not a third world country like some people think. All the way down to Syria, it's a first world country, and it's awesome. And it's an amazing place to visit, and I highly recommend it. And I urge Luke to stop being such a wuss and come out and actually see these places. Ooh, he went to Somalia with Jeff's bodyguards. Ooh. Anyway, Josh says, Harry chicken, your favorite. Yeah, it was pretty terrible, to say the least. Anyway, I better get going soon because my data is almost completely gone, but I really appreciate everyone joining. Make sure to press like if you haven't already. It helps us get into the algorithm. Tung Kurucu Khan says, where else are you going to go in Turkey? I'm going to Istanbul tomorrow morning, and I'm looking forward to it. I haven't actually had enough time to spend in Istanbul itself. I've barely spent any time there at all, just driven through it basically and around it. So I'm really looking forward to being able to get there, and I hope everyone joins me on my journeys. Check out the videos I've done on these sites. I got a lot of videos up lately, at least to the best of my ability, while I've been traveling, and I'm hoping that everyone checks it out. There's so much to see in the world, and people spend way too much time being scared of a lot of these places. I hope to now go to Syria and Iraq soon. I'm going to do everything I can. Doug209 says yes. Agreed. There's so much to see in the world, and so stop thinking that you're in this little bubble of your own country, the United States, Canada, Britain, wherever you are, and get out and see some things. Be careful, but go see some things. I'm not saying it's safe here, but it's certainly a lot safer than the fear-mongering suggests, as always. So I want to go to Iraq and Turkey, Iraq and Syria in the near future, Lebanon, etc. So make sure to send in donations to the GoFundMe page. Pledge $1 a month. That's all it takes to keep us alive here at WHAM, as we are getting killed. 80% down in viewership since January, 90% down in money, monetarily, as far as money goes. So we really appreciate anything you could do to help us. Doug209 is still waiting for Vatican archive infiltration video. We're doing whatever we can to get that video out, but I've been traveling nonstop. I really hope to bring it to you soon. Again, GoFundMe, Patreon, Subscribestar, we're on all of those. Find us on float.app, that's flote.app, and I'm really looking forward to bringing you more. Here at World Alternative Media, there's a million things to see, and I'm going to try my best to bring you all that information free of charge, and hopefully you guys can help out in any way you can and keep us alive, because we are dying right now and we're having a really hard time staying alive, and it's really depressing because no one sees our videos anymore. So anyway, I really appreciate everyone joining us. And as far as traveling, we got a donor, an awesome donor that brought me out here. So I'm not spending any donation money on this, so stop messing with us, Luke. Anyway, I appreciate everyone joining us. Make sure to press like if you haven't already, and share the video and comment on the finished video. Get us into the algorithm. Do whatever you can, because we're dying here, and you guys are keeping us alive, and you are ensuring that we are the change we wish to see, and we are going to overcome the censorship of independent media. And it comes down to you to win that information war. So thank you for watching, everyone. And until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.